Hello, Meoni here, and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV. This time we're showcasing in the actual game all of the items that you can get from the next Itinerant Moogle event, kicking off on the 18th of May 2020. For other information and guides, be sure to check out the channel for this and other events in the game. So let's look at that list. The first item is the Mammoth Neckerchief. This is the top reward, costing you 100 tomestones of lore during the event. You can get tomestones of lore from doing activities, as I've said previously, from the event, various dungeons and stuff. I will link that in the description of the video so you can go and check that out. So the Mammoth Neckerchief is the top reward this time around, costing 100 tomestones, and this is going to be a little bit of a grind to get towards. Is it worth it? Well, that's really up to you whether or not you like a necklace glamour piece. We've had these before with the Namazu themed ones, and this is just basically following in suit, with a green sort of checkered neckerchief design similar to that the actual Mammoth Minion wears in the actual game, and this little lovable doggy in the middle there. I don't think there's anything to dislike about it. Personally, this is a must-have, and I will definitely be working towards it. To note, none of the previous neckerchiefs or necklaces that have been awarded as top rewards from these events have actually made it to the cash shop or anything like that. So at the moment, they are completely exclusive to the actual event. So I'm imagining it will be the same here. So if you want to get this, now might be your only chance to do so for the foreseeable future. Next up on this list, for 50 tomestones, that's the tier we're entering now, is the Ixion Clarion. This is a horn that summons the Ixion mount. Traditionally, you get this from attending a special fate in the locks in the Stormblood expansion zones. This is a time sort of fate, and the conditions of its spawn are too much to go into in this particular video, but perhaps if you have interesting work schedules and you always keep missing it, this might be a really good investment for you personally. For the majority of people, the fate is a very easy thing to do. There are various discords to track this through, as people will no doubt tell you in the description of this video. However, I would say that if you have a busy schedule, 50 tomestones isn't really too bad when it comes to farming for something, especially if you don't have many of these items. I would definitely say pick up the mount just to clear it off your list, basically, and then you don't have to deal with actually attending things at certain times. But it's a really nice mount, as you would imagine, based on the Ixion model from Final Fantasy XI and 10 more appropriately, I believe. So yeah, really nice mount. Next up, for 50 each, we have the Demonic Elana whistle, which is the this is the bird mount from Heavensward Trials, the Extreme Trials, and this is from Zervan. Obviously comes with the Zervan theme as you fly around. It's one of the coolest looking birds, probably not my favorite. However, it is really nice to have, and but personally 50 feels like a lot. Bird mounts are very easily farmable. The syncing, like going in unsynced these days at level 80, is very easy with a small group. You could do it with just a few people, maybe 4 people, and you could just farm the mount that way. If your mount drop chance is pretty bad, then this gives you another option to get it that way, and that's what this event's for. The other mount then for 50 is the Reveling Camel 5. This is actually the mount that drops from the Stormblood Extreme Trial Susanoo. Now, essentially, this might have a very bad drop chance as well for you. Personally, I just put a group together and we farmed this for a few hours to get everybody this. It wasn't too painful. But if you really don't want to do a group with other people, perhaps you don't have any friends and you don't want to use the party finder, this is a great opportunity for you to grind for 50 tomestones to actually get this mount instead. Next up, we have the Unspoken Orchestrion role and the Rise of the White Raven Orchestrion role. Here's a sound clip of both of those in order. Both of those Orchestrions will cost you 50 tomestones per. Next, we have the Cocoon Earring. This is something that I've not seen previously. This will cost you 30 elegant tomestones of lore. And yeah, it's a nice little item. It has a little cocoon. It is an earring. And 30 is completely manageable, in my opinion. And if you're a glamour nut like myself, then this will be certainly on your list of things that you want to pick up from this event. Also for 30, not that I can physically show it, but you actually have the riding maps making a return for a Realm Reborn areas. This increases them to 1-star riding, and these will cost you 30 tomestones per. Now, there is literally everything from Middle Enosia all the way up to Mordona, so every single Realm Reborn base game zone has riding map increases. Somebody suggested that it might be completely useless to get these, considering 5.3 has that of flying in those old world zones. I will still stand by the fact that the riding maps do really help. They don't work with your mounted speed in flight, but they do work on the ground. So what's going to happen here is A to B in a straight line with no obstacles in the way will still be faster on a ground mount than it will be a flying mount. The only time a flying mount will be faster is when there's obstacles to fly over. So there we go. I would definitely pick some of those up, and I think I might plan to do that. The alternative to that is actually doing hunt stuff to actually get those instead. Next up, we've got all of the Realm Reborn Beast Tribe mounts. That includes the Drakehorn, the Laurel Gobu, the Elbst, and the Bomb Palanquin. We also have the Direwolf Whistle in that as well. And yeah, those will all cost you 30 tomestones. They're really good mounts. Personally, I did all of the Beast Tribes in the entire game so far and got all of the rewards. I would still recommend doing the Beast Tribes individually anyway, because essentially you get 2 minions per Beast Tribe, and I'm a minion collector as well as being interested in mounts. That's why I did it. If you're just wanting a specific mount from this list, then 30 tomestones will be the easiest option for you. You'll never have to go near a Beast Tribe quest ever again. And finally, for the mounts for 30, we have the Ithon Whistle and Boreas Whistle. So these are the mounts from Shiva and Ifrit specifically. And yeah, they're horses, basically. The 30 tomestones, that seems a bit steep. Again, if you want to spend 30 tomestones on these, that's completely your choice. No one's going to tell you what to do with your tomestones. However, they are very easily soloable at level 80 unsynced. All of those extremes from a Realm Reborn, and the drop rate isn't too bad in my own personal opinion. Every time I try to get footage of doing the old primals, the mount drops and I have to discard it. So they're pretty rare. They're not really that rare, I'll be honest. Not anymore. The drop rate has been increased significantly since a Realm Reborn. So then we have the final item you can get for 30 tomestones, which is the MGP Platinum card. This will immediately give you 50,000 MGP. If there's nothing else on this list that interests you, and perhaps you've already got some of these items, then you might be interested in getting 50,000 MGP for the exchange of 30 tomestones, which sounds a little bit weird. But at the same time, if you're passively getting these and have nothing to spend them on, this is what I would definitely recommend you sinking them into, mostly because there are still people out there who still don't have all of the rewards from the Gold Saucer, and no doubt in 5.3 onwards there will be lots of new stuff added to that, lots of new Gold Saucer rewards. So try and finish off farming your MGP up. I have a feeling there'll be another MGP related mount at some point soon, so try stocking up as much as possible. And then we move on to the 7 Tomestone exchange now. One of my favorite additions is the Kalka and Brina minions. I can't actually show you Brina because I don't have it, which is the whole reason I actually really am quite happy about this. So if you didn't know, Kalka and Brina are minions that drop off of the last boss in the Anti-Tower, which was a Heavensward dungeon. Now, the drop rate on Kalka is really, really high, and Kalka is actually market tradable as well. So you can actually sell that for money. So you can exchange in this event 7 tomestones for something you can sell on the market board. The only thing is Brina is not. Brina is actually not market tradable and has a really, really, really low drop chance. Or at least, I mean, websites say it's about 26% or something, but I swear I have never seen that minion drop in all of this time, and I farmed the Anti-Tower non-stop back to back. So the idea of me being able to get the Brina minion, which is basically a red jumpered recolor of Kalka that you see on the screen here, for 7 tomestones really makes me quite excited. So if you're a minion collector, that might tick your box like it does myself. The other rewards then for 7, we have 3 individual triple triad cards. We have the Charlebot card, the Sephiroth card, and Gaius Van Baelsa card. If you're still wanting those, then those will cost you 7. They're pretty good. Sephiroth card's quite nice. It's nice to collect the cards. It's not something that I directly try to collect, but if I was missing one of these, I would certainly consider exchanging 7 because that's fairly easy to get. For the last 2 items from 7 tomestones, we have 2 more pieces of music. We have the 777 Whiskers Orchestrion roll, which is the amazing music from Dora Ilo and the Namazubi tribe, and we have Primal Judgment as well. This is what those sound like. And finally, we have a stack of 10 Magic Prism Job Mastery. These are the little star symbol fireworks that you can get, and those give you 10 of those fireworks for every 1 tomestone you turn into the vendor. So there we go. That's pretty much all of the rewards. I thought it was really helpful to do sort of like this catalog of items showing what they actually look or sound like in the actual game, talking you through some of these stuff. And maybe you've got a list in your mind already of what you're going for. Personally, obviously, Brina Minion is on the top of that list, as well as the Mammoth Neckerchief, maybe the Cocoon Earring, and probably some riding maps is probably my personal goals for this event. Anyway, the event itself does kick off on the 18th of May 2020, which is not very long from now, just under a week. And there's plenty of stuff that we can do to get these tomestones this time around. For guides on how to most effectively get tomestones, I will be updating you closer to the actual event's release, and I'll be showing you some tricks with Blue Mage. But for now, thank you kindly for watching. A link in the description, and I'll see you all next time.